evening, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to meet you guys. I don't know, Saifa, is it okay? I think we just have a few people on the call. It's okay to just wait for a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes, to see if we can have other people join. Or do we just go ahead?
What works for you?
I think first of all, let me ask the people that have been on the call on time. Do we go ahead and give other people 5 minutes before we start? Just let me hear your thoughts. Okay. I'm seeing a thumbs up from Ahmed Bellu. All right. Joy, KG, Olufunke, Bokulami, Onyeto Ejiofor. Please let me hear what to think about this.
I think we can wait for them a little bit.
Okay, all right. So I guess we'll just have to start by 3:15.
All right.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much for that. Okay, so we're going to be starting shortly. Others will join. So sorry for the delay once more. It's really not our style, but we couldn't help it. Okay, we're going to be starting in less than a minute. So let's just hope we have our writing tools and we're ready for the session.
Yes, we are ready.
Hi, hello, I'm back again. It's 3:15. It's quite amazing to hear that feedback from Bukolami. Am I right? Is it Bukolami? Yeah? Did I get you right?
Okay, I said
Okay.
you're correct. It's
Oh, okay, all right. So amazingly, I'm that person who likes a lively place. So I would appreciate for you to, each and every one of us, to engage during the session as much as possible. If you cannot unmute and ask questions or contribute, please send a chat on the chat box, because I'll be looking out for those during this session. So once again, my name is Good News Itiaba, and I am currently the supervisor here at Next Factory. My work here at Next Factory has encompasses operations and the running of the business and everything. And in my time during this my time here at Next Factory, I've had wonderful opportunity to work with a lot of startups, and I'm just here to share a little bit of my experiences as it regards to communication in business. But however, I'd like to take a pause. I do realize that some participants don't even realize why we come on the webinar sometimes. So can you please mute your mics? And if you want to say something, please just raise your hands and you'll be given an opportunity. So I'd like to ask somebody, I'll just ask a random, why are we here? Let me start with Elijah Obed.
Good afternoon. My name is Elijah Obed.
Yeah.
We are here to listen for some business orientation and business enlightenment.
Okay, thank you, Elijah. Thank you. So, amazingly, what I'm about to talk about is not just about business. It's actually an essential skill that everyone should have, whether you are part of a workplace, the corporate world, or whether you're a hustler, right? So it doesn't matter wherever you are coming from. This is a very essential skill. But because I know I'm going to be talking to entrepreneurs, I am going to be relating to you in the place of business. How well you can communicate when it comes to businesses, how well you can actually scale through your communication, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen, and then we just go right into it. Sorry, just hold on. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
All right, amazing. Thank you. So I'm just gonna do this as fast as possible because I have other engagements after now. So it's a lot. It's a jam-packed slide actually, but I'm gonna try as much as possible to round up as soon as possible so that I can get questions from you. So we are talking about effective communication. And like I said earlier, I like my classes to be very, very interactive. So anybody can just tell me what you understand by communication skills, effective communication. You can choose to mute and say something, or you can just drop your answers on the chat box, and I'll just read it out. I'm waiting. Hello. Communication, communication, communication. What is it about? That's just the question. When you hear about it, what comes into your mind? What's the first thing that comes into your mind when you hear about communication? Okay, Bukalami, I'd like to hear from you.
Okay. Simply put, I would say communication is a form of interaction, either verbal or non-verbal, between two or more people.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much. An interaction, either verbal or non-verbal, between two or more people. I like the fact that you recognize that not all communication has to be verbal. All right, amazing. So I'm seeing some things in the chat here. Someone say paying across your message. I'm very sure she wanted to type passing across your message. That's communication. That's some IOS. Ugochi said, communication is the ability to convey one's mind. Sorry, let me just take it up a bit. Convey one's mind or intention to another. Amazing, yeah. Imagine if you can't actually can't say something, you're just dumb, but you can't say something. That's actually very frustrating. So how do you express yourself in such situation? We thank God for the ability to speak, actually. A medium of transferring information, interaction between two individuals. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, I already said yes, passing. All right, thank you so much for the feedback. I think I'm seeing some of the Plangnan. Oh God, forgive me if I've actually destroyed your name. I'm so sorry, but please do not put me up on trial, right? Communication is the transfer of information from one person to another, either verbally or non-verbally. Very amazing feedback. Very, very amazing feedbacks, right? So let's just go and see what we have under what communication actually entails. Okay, so communication I have here. Can you see my screen? Hello?
Yes, yes, we can.
Okay. Communication. All right. Communication is, I'm sorry, I think I'm having issues here. Okay. Communication is a process by which information is actually passed is exchanged through verbal, non-verbal, or written means. A process by which information is exchanged through verbal, non-verbal, or written means, which is actually amazing to know that you guys all got it right. So we'll just move on. It goes beyond saying something. It goes beyond writing out something to what you are not saying, actually. So that's where the non-verbal communication comes in. Most of us, we do express ourselves in ways that we might be shocked, right? That another person is getting a message from. So communication is not just about what you say or what you write down. It's also about what you're not saying, what your body language is actually saying. So George Bernard Shaw says here that the single biggest problem in communication is the illusion that it has taken place. Now, some of us can actually pass a message across, and you just believe that the next person should actually be able to deduce what exactly you've said. And most of the times you notice that that doesn't actually happen, right? So you begin to wonder, where did I get it wrong? Or yeah, what happened? Is it that the person was not listening? That could be a problem. Or is it that okay, first of all, most of us actually end up blaming another person, saying, okay, the person was not listening. But it looks as if, but in actual sense, actually, you have not actually passed across a complete message, right? Some of us actually send messages out, and it has a lot of meanings, and you just leave your receiver to actually begin to think of what is it saying, right? And the meaning, what you're trying to communicate is just ambiguous, right? There are lots of meanings to it, and just left the person to just ask him or herself, or pick whatever it is that he or she wants to pick. And at that particular situation, you realize that there has been a miscommunication that's occurred. There's been an assumption that is occurred. So the least form of communication, I would always tell anybody, is assumption, right? So there is always a part to play between the receiver and the person who is actually sending out the message. The receiver has to actually confirm if what he or she received is actually right, while the receiver is also, the sender also has to go back to the receiver to find out if he or she actually got the message that he or she sends. Do you understand? So communication, it doesn't just boil down to one person. It boils down to everybody on the chain. And in the course of this discourse, we are going to be talking about the channels of communication, what it actually entails. That may mention the fact that communication between two people involves transmitting and receiving information. Like I said, it's not just about one person, it's about everyone on the chain, all the processes that are taking place. And when something is missed, one of those things is missing, then there will definitely be a miscommunication. Everything we say has at least 3 messages. That is what we said, what we meant, and what the other person understood, right? What you said, what you actually meant, you would agree with me that sometimes you just say something, you're like, oh, it didn't come out right. That's not actually what you wanted to say. It's based on how you've actually put your words in place, right? And also based on maybe it could be your expressions, your body language at that particular time when you are actually communicating. So when you're talking about business communication, like I said, it can go beyond when you are speaking to a potential investor or when you are networking. In such situations, you will notice that the person you're speaking with is actually watching your body language, is actually watching your expressions to really, get to understand you more. As you proceed, you will know why everything has to tally, especially when you are networking. You're talking to a potential partner, right? So these things can actually mar you. If you do not communicate appropriately, you'll be losing deals. If you don't communicate appropriately, you might actually miss out on partnerships because you came off wrongly. So this is what the essence of this discourse is actually about. So your capacity to communicate is often seen as an indicator of your ability and intelligence. Amazing, right? Sometimes you might not even know what the person's what the person left school with, right? Is it a 2-1, a first class, a 2-2, a third class, a pass, a distinction, or you don't even know the person's level of education. But based on the way the person is talking, you will just be able to measure the person's ability and intelligence. True or false? I'm looking at the comment section here.
True.
Very true. Good. So the way you your capacity to communicate is actually boils down to your level of intelligence most of the times boils down to how you are able to communicate, right? So Stephen R. Covey here says, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. There's a process. Understand what you're trying to pass across. Understand the message you're trying to pass across so that you'll be able to pass it across appropriately, right? A simple thing like an email communication. You can end up sending emails out to someone and the person will read it over and over again and doesn't see what you see, right? First of all, ask yourself, what message do I want to pass across? What do I want that person to read, right? And begin to construct your message in such a way that you're able to convey your intentions without any form of ambiguity, right? So I'm here if you actually have questions. I might not be able to see you raise your hand, but you could also indicate on the chat box or something. All right, so once you actually understand what you are saying first, then truth be told, or what you want to say first, it's going to be very easy for another person to understand you. So this quote can actually be interpreted in many ways, but for the purpose of this context, let's just take this down, right? So now let's talk about the communication process. That is what I was talking about earlier. There is the process in which if anything misses out, there is a miscommunication, right? So let's look at this. The first thing that happens is that somebody stays somewhere and conceives an idea, right? Someone conceives an idea, the sender conceives an idea, oh, this is what I want. So I need to pass it across to somebody, right? So the first thing that happens in the communication process is that an idea is conceived. And then from there, the sender does what? Encodes the idea in a message. It could be verbally, it could be in a written form, right? So it could also be in your expressions. My expressions, my body language can actually communicate a lot of things sometimes without me even knowing about it, right? So you have an idea, you encode the idea in the message, and then you send the message. So the message travels over a channel you will understand that channels of communication. Okay, let me pause here and just ask us certain questions. Can you mention the channels of communication that you know? Please drop it on the chat box. Channels of communication. Channels of communication. So that you'll be able to get what I'm trying to say when I say the message passes through a channel. Or you can just unmute and speak. Letter writing, mails, good. Emails, good. That's a good form of communication. Phones, Maze Mgochi, social media, yeah. Yeah, phone calls, that's right. Jotam Isaiah, thank you so much for that. Chat, yeah. Okay. Elijah Obed said chat. Keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming. Through radio stations, okay. Media, technical reports, okay. So because of time, let's just move on. So like I said, earlier, the message would actually travel over a channel. And then when it travels over a channel, the channel can actually be emails, it could be through phone call, it could be through letters, it could be through proposals and reports, it could be a physical meeting, it could be a virtual meeting like this, I'm communicating, right? So there are different channels. And then from there, the receiver decodes. Receiver decodes the message, reads the message, and decodes the message. So most of us think that this is where the process ends, but it doesn't end here, actually. From the receiver getting an idea to sending it, to encoding the idea in the message, to sending it across, to the receiver reading and actually decoding the message, right? So it doesn't end there. What happens is that a feedback must be sent back to the sender. Did you receive it? Yes, right? What do you think? Look, this is what I think about your message. So you have to send a feedback back to the sender. That most of the time would have to complete the communication process. Most of us receive messages and you do not send back a feedback, even if you have to say yes, okay, received, right? It is important to always relate back to the sender that you've actually seen it. And then, if necessary, this last process is actually very, let's say it can happen or it may not happen. It's only based on necessity. So the sender can now send you an additional feedback, maybe based on the feedback you get to him or her. I don't know if I'm able to communicate. Please let me know if I'm able to communicate. On the chat box, can I go right ahead? Okay, KG said yes. All right, thank you. Non-verbal communication. We've established the fact that we have like three types of communication. We have the verbal communication, the non-verbal communication, the written communication. Non-verbal communication. Now, this is where most of us miss it out. Communication goes beyond you saying things by word of mouth, right? It goes beyond that, okay? And we're going to, in the next few minutes, we're going to discover why it goes beyond that. Now we now have the non-verbal communication. What's the non-verbal communication? It has to do with expressing your ideas, your intent, your feelings through gestures, right? So this could actually include your facial expressions. From someone's facial expression, you'll be able to know if the person is angry, the person is sad, all right? So eye contact while you're speaking to someone. If let me ask a question. Let me see if you can answer. If you have an answer, just unmute and say something. Imagine if you're talking to somebody and the person doesn't stare into your eye. What does that communicate? Refuse to look into your eye. What does that communicate? Anybody can just unmute and say something.
The person is shy.
Okay, it communicates shyness. Right, that's good. Any other person have something different to say?
Lack of confidence.
Beautiful. Lack of confidence, right? It shows this person is actually not confident, okay?
The person is scared.
Person is scared, right? Amazing feedbacks, actually. Amazing feedbacks. Someone said fear, guilt, shyness, depending on the situation. Amazing feedback. So you see why I said that these things matter, right? So you might be saying something, but someone is watching your verbal cues to actually know the real, whether you're saying the truth or not. So your body movements and gestures also can give a red flag to whatever you're saying, or it can actually give a positive vibe to the person you're speaking with. Your posture, your tone of voice, your muscle tension and breathing, the way you're breathing, I will know this person is panicking, this person is actually very nervous, right? So all of these things matter. Now, the question now is, why do they matter? Let's see the next slide. So here, Dr. Albert Marabin actually came up with this, and he said, this is actually amazing, right? He said that in communication, the words you speak only takes about 7%. 7%. For me, I'm that one person who never likes, I don't like reading chats. I don't even like chatting. I prefer calling, because even if I can't see you, I could be able to know when you are telling me the truth or decipher certain things from your tone of voice, the way you're speaking with me, whether you're angry, whether you're happy, right? So I can be able to know these things. So the words you speak only takes about 7% in communication. The body language, amazingly, takes a higher percentage. More than half, that's 55%. And then your tone. So people will not look, would listen to you less, and people usually listen to you less and pay more attention to your body language and to your tone, because it communicates what you're not telling. And that is what a potential investor in your business will be looking out for. Is this person good enough for me to invest in? Is this person carrying himself as he or she knows what it is you're doing? You can actually convince someone not because of the words, the way you say, what you say. It's in the confidence that you actually exude. It's in the body language that you're exhibiting. That's the way you can actually convince someone to invest, to partner with you, to buy what you're selling. So now the next one is your tone. Tone is about 38%. You know, you're talking, somebody's voice is shaking, somebody's stuttering, you just know exactly what's going on, right? So it's Dr. Albert Marabin said here, if words disagree with the tone of voice and the non-verbal behavior, people tend to believe the tonality and non-verbal behavior. What does that say? The three must tally. There must be an agreement. So the words you speak must go in line with your body language, must go in line with your tone. That way, someone can be able to understand the sincerity of what you're saying, right? So in a situation whereby these three doesn't agree, the person will actually ignore the words you're saying and pay attention to what you were not telling, which is what your body language was saying and what your tone was saying. From someone's body language and from the tone, you can know when somebody's lying. Am I communicating? I hope I'm not preaching actually.
Yes, you are. Yeah,
Okay,
communication.
so all right, so improving your non-verbal communication. It's very essential. So I might not be dwelling so much on your verbal communication. I'll be dwelling on your non-verbal communication. Why? Because it's actually essential for you to be able to succeed in business. How do you improve on your non-verbal communication? And I think from what Dr. Albert Maraben has said, it's obvious that this is what this is actually what works. This is obvious as this is more essential for you to pay attention to. Some of us don't even pay attention to the way we to our body languages and our tone when we are speaking. So by virtue of this event, this should actually change from now and henceforth. So look out for it more. So these are some of the steps I think you should take, right? So improving your nonverbal communication starts with awareness. Be aware. Nothing can change if you actually are not self-aware. Okay? Be aware how I position my body when I'm speaking. How does it come? What does the next person think when I am folding my, when I'm what's that word again? Maybe folding my arms when I'm speaking, or when I'm gesticulating, or when I am maybe squeezing my hands or something. What am I communicating? So you should be, first of all, you should start with self-awareness. Pay attention to how you use your body when you're talking or listening to someone. We're coming to that. Now, non-verbal communication doesn't just end when you are the one speaking. It's also about the person that is actually listening. If I can actually see you right now, I will definitely know if you're paying attention to me or if you're not. Or if you cannot wait for me to just end this call and let's be going. So it is from your non-verbal cues that we can able to know these things. So pay attention to these things while communicating. And like I said, communicating does not end only when you are the one speaking. It also continues when you are the one listening. Right? So frequent but not continuous eye contact, nods, and relaxed posture convey your openness and approachability. Imagine you speaking with somebody and the person looks into your eye. There's an eye contact. You know, okay, this person is really, really buying what I'm selling. All right, is really listening to what I'm saying. Yeah, from the person's body language, I can actually see that he's interested in my product, even when he said he will get back to me. Okay, from the nod, you know this person is paying active attention to you. The relaxed posture gives you an air of openness and approachability. Imagine you walking to someone like maybe Tony Lumelu, let's say so, based on pedigree, his reputation and everything, what he's achieved in life, and you just walk up to him, and because of the way because of his posture, you find out he's a very easygoing person. You can easily relate to the person, right? So these things can actually convey your openness. It can convey your approachability, and it can also convey the fact that I am not interested, I'm not in the mood, right? So it's important to pay attention to these while you're speaking to someone and while you're also listening, right? So folding your arms around your chest, staring at the floor, or refusing to make eye contact may indicate that you're not open, you're not honest, or you're not paying attention. We've talked about this. Shifting from foot to foot, pacing, or otherwise moving continuously, indicating patience. You know that, right? You're moving from, you're fidgeting, right? It shows that you are being impatient, which is actually not the right thing to be doing, especially when you're speaking with an investor or you're speaking with a client. And some of us will be speaking to someone, be checking our watches. I have better use of my time. I need to be somewhere, right? It shows that whatever is happening at that particular time is not important for you. It's actually very important to let your client know that he or she has your utmost attention, or your potential investor know that he or she has your utmost attention. All right, so tricks to reading nonverbal cues. Like I said, you also need to learn how to read nonverbal cues when you're communicating with people, right? Learn to know when to stop talking. Learn to know when to try again later. Learn to know when to continue, right? So you need to learn how to read this nonverbal cues. So I'm just going to list some of them. They are quite extensive. I just picked very few of them for this slide. But you can go and research more, and maybe I'd love to have some feedbacks on other tricks on the comment section as we read through. So just keep on giving your feedback on the comment section on other tricks that you can use to read nonverbal cues. We have study the eyes, gaze at the face. Is the person touching the face? Is the person's eyes, moving around? See if the person is mirroring you. Is the person doing the same things you're doing? Is he clasping his hands? What? Because you're clasping your hands, right? Is the person, observe the person's head movements? Look at the other person's feet. Watch their hand signals. Those are some of the things you have to look out for when you are communicating. So let me see. I would like to see the chat box to see if you're giving me other suggestions of the key tricks to reading nonverbal cues. Hello, everyone. Any tricks? Do you know any tricks that's not here that you would like to share with us? You can unmute your mic and say something. Okay. It seems that we don't know any tricks. All right, so let's look at it. There's a picture on your screen right now. We have about 5 people seated. So can someone try to explain their what they are communicating based on these postures, actually? I like 2 or 3 people to just say something about this. You can just talk about 3 of them or all of them. Do I have to call somebody's name? Okay. Olufunke, can you just look at the image in our screen and just try to let us know what the person is communicating based on these postures? Olufunke, are you with us? Okay, so because of time, Obianuju. Or whoever is actually up to say, share with us. This is the practice class. You shouldn't be the only one talking.
Let me say something.
Okay, please, who is talking?
Obed.
Obed, amazing. Let's hear from you.
The first one is he's pressing or he's using his phone.
Okay.
Yeah, the second one, her mind is somewhere else.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah,
That's true. That's true.
The third one, she's looking up as if she's feeling hot or a kind of a unconducive moment.
Okay, she's uncomfortable, right?
Uncomfortable, yes. The third one, the fourth, is sleeping.
Is sleeping? Okay.
Yes, this one is sleeping.
Bored,
Yeah.
right? I get that.
Then, yeah, the fifth one is off, completely off at the moment. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Obed. Thank you for that feedback. Any other person?
Hello, this is Jotam speaking.
Okay.
The whole 5 of them are bored and they are not interested in whatever they are communicating to them.
Okay. Okay. All right. Any other person?
Yeah, from their body expressions and facial expressions, I would
Mhm.
say the five of them seem not to be interested in their immediate environment at that
Okay.
point. Because the first person is very busy on his
Okay.
phone, doing something else that is different from whatever it is that they are doing right there. The second person seems to be lost in thoughts, and our mind is obviously not even there at all.
Okay.
Then the guy on the far right, wearing a shirt and blue jean, he seems okay. He's folding his arms, he and the other lady, and it's very obvious that they are not even there. They're just there, maybe physically, but their mind is totally somewhere else entirely. And the other lady seems to be ruminating over something. She looks like she's thinking about something. So I would
Okay.
say for five of them there, they seem not to look like people who are listening or have any form of concentration.
Okay.
That,
Amazing.
that's
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you very much. I could see Ahmed Belli said in the comment section, the person on the far right looks not interested in the conversation by folding his arms. We are all right, actually. We are very much right. So you see reasons why you should watch your verbal cues, especially when you're going for meetings. You're going to meet someone that you actually maybe need to uh, maybe help you, a potential investor, someone you've never ever met before. You know, the first impression matters. So all those things actually count, right? So I believe this has actually enlightened you as a result of this conversation. So let's move from verbal cues actually to listening, right? Oh God, have mercy. I wish I have so much time. We have a lot of exercise here for you. Oh, okay. Listening. Like I said earlier, listening is also an important part of communication. If nobody's listening, communication is not taking place. So listening is key to all effective communication. Without the ability to listen effectively, messages are easily misunderstood, communication breaks down, sender of the message can easily become frustrated. So now, there is a difference between listening and hearing. True or false? Please, any feedback?
true.
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 Why? Why would you say that? Can you defend that?
Okay, I would say true because when you hear something, it's just like, let me say, your ears can actually pick the message that is being conveyed to you. But when you're listening now, you're not just listening, you're not just hearing it, you're also processing that information and it's sinking.
Okay, thank you very much. Any other person?
Yeah, you can also listen by not understanding, and you can also understand by listening.
Okay, all right. Who else again? Any other person wants to try? All right, thank you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you. So listening and hearing, is there a difference? Yes, there is. Some of you are paying attention to what I'm saying, but you agree with me that there are some noises or something going on in your background, right? And you can also hear it. So now the difference between listening and hearing is that listening requires focus, undivided attention. I can be here listening to you speak, but there are cars, I can hear cars passing on the road, right? So where hearing requires partial focus, you might not even need to focus on it, but you can hear it. Listening is a psychological process. It requires you to focus Listening means paying attention to not only what is being said, right? But how the information is told. The use of language and voice, and how the other person uses his or her body. You cannot be an effective communicator if you do not know how to listen actively. For the fact that you lost a particular thing that was said in a conversation doesn't mean you're not an active listener. The fact that you are able to ask questions again to be sure of all what you have heard actually makes you a good listener. I don't know if I'm actually making sense. Do you understand? So I'm trying to avoid anybody saying, okay, I didn't actually listen, I didn't get that particular part, to look at it, oh, you're not an active listener. No. So it's actually okay to ask questions. Please, can you say that again? Or please, is this what you said? To actually be sure of the message. That's what makes you a good listener. So like I said, listening goes beyond just hearing things to you giving complete focus to what that person is saying, to how the information is being passed across, the use of language and voice, and how the person uses his or her body. Can I move on? Or would you like to ask questions at this point? Any questions, or should I move on?
I have a question, please.
Yes, please.
Okay, there was something you said about the fact that sometimes when people fold their hands, it can indicate lack of openness and lack of approachability. So I wanted to ask, but I've seen some situations where someone is listening to an information, maybe the person is in a class or a training section. Sometimes someone can actually fold his or her hands, and the person is actually paying attention, like listening intently to what is being told. So do you think that's like a kind of contradictory?
Okay, it's not contradictory. Someone can fold his or her arms and is actually still not paying attention. And someone can fold his or her arms and is paying attention.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So in a corporate world, imagine if you were going to speak with Dangote, will you be folding your arms? Is that the right posture? That's the first question. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yes, I do.
Sitting up and speaking with the person, that's the right thing. With your legs, maybe one of your legs maybe tucked in or something, right? Or both legs tucked in, right? Or maybe your legs crossed. That could be a better, but I'm speaking with Dangote, the person I'm doing this, right? It doesn't communicate an openness, it doesn't communicate that level of respect, it doesn't contain, it looks too casual. Don't even get what I'm trying to say. Have I answered your question?
Yes, I do. I was asking a question not related to business now, like maybe just being in a place.
Okay. So now you also need to be careful. You might be listening, but your body language can actually miscommunicate. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you need to know the appropriate verbal expressions you should actually use at a particular moment. So someone can be there and maybe scratching his head or something, or looking around, and you are actually you might be listening, but what you're communicating to the other person is something else. That's why you need to be careful of your verbal cues. Let's make sure that everything is in sync, and you don't leave room for doubt. I hope that helps.
Yes, it does. Yes.
Okay, all right, thank you. All right, Felix said I can move on. All right, so let's quickly see if I can round this up. Active listening, I'm just going to, active listening, focus fully on the speaker, avoid interrupting or redirecting. Some of us do this a lot. Someone is saying something, right? Instead of you to let the person finish his or her thoughts, you're interrupting the person. First of all, that's actually it's a disrespectful form of communication. Let the person finish his or her thoughts before you come in with yours, right? And then another thing that people do is, someone is talking about A, you would just cut the person in and just reply with B. Do you understand? So you need to avoid interrupting or redirecting a conversation, right? Let it be that it's just a natural flow. Avoid seeming judgmental. You might know more than that person, but give that person that open, what do you call it? That sense of approachability to be able to communicate his or her ideas, and then go ahead, and if you have to correct, go ahead and correct in a way that is respectful. So do not judge the other person, what the other person is saying. Show your interest is important. Don't, that's how you're listening, but it's obvious you're not so interested in what the person is saying. Create a safe environment that would ensure that there's free flow of communication. The other person is not holding back, right? So make the speaker feel heard and understood. There's nothing that can encourage another person to keep on speaking with you when you make the person feel like you value what the person is saying, right? So those are the things that you have to do in order to actively listen. Seven tips to becoming a better listener. 1, actively listen and be empathetic to others' views and concerns. Welcome the opportunity to hear competing points of view. Don't take criticism personally, and practice what you preach. Solicit feedback from others to help you improve. This is very essential to you as a business person, you as an entrepreneur. It's very important. Don't take criticisms personally. See it as a feedback and use it to improve your product, use it to improve your services, right? In fact, go all out to get feedback from your customers. Please, how was today's meal, or what? How was our services, right? Listen, be open-minded, and be ready to act on those feedbacks. And in every negative situation you find yourself, try to see a way to get the positive out of it. Very important. Seek further information to clarify ambiguity. Instead of you making assumptions, go ahead and ask questions to be sure. Take time to interpret and understand the context of motives for and reasoning in received communications. You receive a communication. Take your time to understand the context, what the communication is all about, what that information is all about, what's the motive behind that information, right? And then take your time to interpret it. Most of you will be writing proposals. You'll be seeing a call for proposals or terms of reference. You need to read it, go through it, understand what they are asking for. Importantly, understand it so that you can be able to tailor your proposal to it. Now, when you are actually communicating, remember to pause and let others finish what they have to say before you respond. And then 7, respond promptly to others' communications. Don't keep it for too long. Ensure that, oh, I've seen it, oh, okay, I'll reply soon. Or if you don't have the reply at the moment, just respond promptly. Don't leave your customers hanging. Don't leave your clients hanging. Those of us that leverage on social media for our services and our business, you have people chat you up. Please don't leave them hanging. Make sure you are paying attention to your inbox to be ready to take on orders as soon as possible. Okay? And be very open in your communication. If you do not have a product, please go ahead and say it. And always source for alternatives for them, right? Okay, we'll have it on Monday. Can you wait on Monday? Show that you are actually interested in what in your customers' needs. You're interested in meeting those needs, right? So then we move over to the 7 C's of communication. I'm just going to read through. I'm going to read through. Time is not on our side. So clarity, that's the first C's. 7 C's of communications. These are those things that makes the perfect communication. What are those things? Number 1 is clarity. Ensure that you strive for clarity when you're communicating. Make sure that you are clear. It will reduce assumptions. And when there is an assumption, there'll be a misconception. So when you are clear, try to use the simplest of terms, not because you went to school and you're a doctorate degree holder, you're a professor, you want to come and school, you know, not the person you're speaking with, know your audience and be able to tailor your communication to them, right? So reduce assumptions and it will reduce assumptions and misconceptions on the part of the recipients when you are clear. Your communication must follow a logical sequence so that your audience will not lose track of what you're saying. Don't start from C so that your audience will be asking questions about A. There should be a logical sequence. What should come after the other? Like this conversation we had, I started with what this communication is all about. I did not start from the end of this conversation, right? So let it be in a logical sequence. Coincideness, that's the second C. Go straight to the point. Don't beat about the bush. I know someone who, because he wants to say A is apple, he will go through all the bushes in this world in order to say A is apple. You can save us time if you can just go straight to the point. For those of us that, I don't know if you've been taught pitch deck yet, for those of us that will be doing business pitch or an elevator pitch, you have just basically less than 3 minutes or 3 minutes to actually sell your market. You have 3 minutes to sell your business. So you have to go straight to the point, hit the head on the nail, the most important point. That thing that will grab the person's attention, very important. So this is actually to avoid repetition. By the time you start repeating words, you will begin to lose your listeners, right? Credible. Your communication must be credible. It must be supported with facts. That will enable your speaker to actually trust you. If you have evidence backing your words. Oh, you're doing a business pitch. Oh, in the year 2019, we were able to have an annual turnover of 1 million naira or 2 billion naira. There are real facts and figures to actually support this thing. Trust me, your listener would definitely trust what you're saying. There'll be reliability in your message, right? And to increase your credibility, right? So next we have completeness. Ensure your message has all the important information that will enable the receiver to respond or take necessary action. Ensure your message has all the important information needed. Do not let anybody to assume what you did not say. They say, oh, she did not say this, maybe she meant this. Because when assumptions come in, there will be misconceptions. You got an order, you did not get it right. I think I heard her say, okay, maybe your food vendor said 3.5 liters of seafood okra. You're not sure. Please make sure you call her back and confirm. It doesn't hurt to apologize. Oh, I'm sorry, I just need to confirm this order politely, right? Okay. You're sending out ads. Please make sure your flyers, what is supposed to be there, ask yourself. Don't leave room for assumptions. Remember, even your flyers is actually a form of communication. Okay, correctness. The information you're passing must be void of grammatical errors. Look at it over and over again. It tells about your competencies, right? Imagine I had to judge. I was in a panel in one of the programs. Okay, to the women empowerment program, and they were running a business pitch. And one of them is actually an editor, actually. And then she brought up slides with a lot of errors. And I told her that I cannot actually get your services, or because of the fact that your slides contains grammatical errors. So that's something you need to look out for. Ensure your information let's make sure that the grammatical errors is as reduced as possible. Okay, must be, you make sure that your information is void of grammatical errors. Ensure that your audience has the capacity to understand the terms you use. That's another thing. Correctness. Using terms, I'm sorry, you go to the medical doctor and you're speaking jargons. I'm sorry, please, can you come back to our level? Do you understand? So all the things actually constitute the correctness, right? So ensure your audience have the capacity to understand the terms you seek to use. Cautiousness. You must be polite. Is it very, very important? Business communication. You must be polite. You must be professional. You must be considerate to the needs of your listeners, to the needs of your clients. Be professional. Don't be rude to your customers. Don't be rude to your clients. Don't be rude to anybody because you don't know who is actually a potential investor. So be polite in everything, in all your doings, be polite. Tailor your message to your audience. Consider and take into account their culture, their background, their points of view, their mindset, their educational level. Cautiousness is also a very important part of what makes the perfect communication. Concreteness. Your message must have elements that will capture the attention of your audience. It must contain explanations when necessary and specific facts and figures. The message must have elements that will capture the attention of your audience. Especially when you're doing an elevator pitch. The key things that will ensure mostly your achievements, what's your business is in, what you're into, and what you've been able to achieve, and what you want that person to do for you. Just go straight to the point. It must have elements that will capture the attention of the audience. Allow your audience to sit back and really pay attention. Even if they had 2 minutes to give to you, they will extend it because of the fact that you have captured their attention. It must contain explanations when necessary and specific facts and figures. Okay? All right. So because of time, I'm going to be ending here, but I'd like to end with this little task. Okay? All right, so I have, let's say, an art here. There are 2 of them. We have the Solace body cream is the best cream in the whole wide world. It is available in all our sales outlets. The second one says, Solace body cream is rich in vitamins and nutrients, formulated for healthy skin, using alpha-arbutin, collagen, cucumber seed extract, vitamin E, olive oil, jojoba oil, and natural extract. It removes stretch marks, pimples, dark spots, pregnancy scars, repairs bleached skin, and so many other skin imperfections, giving you a smooth and tender skin texture. It is available in all our sales outlets at an affordable price. Okay? So I'd like us to compare these 2 arts, these 2 information here. Which one do you prefer and why? You can unmute your mic and say something. Okay, Ayo said the first one is more concise, so you prefer the first one. Ayo, do you prefer the first one?
I think Hello?
Yes, Ugochi. have
Good day,
you.
ma. So far,
Okay.
your classes are really enlightening. Regarding what you asked with the visa, yeah, you can't hear me.
You're breaking. Gochi, I think you're breaking.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Hello.
So
Okay.
let me try for the last.
Okay, that's fine.
I really enjoyed the class so far. It was really enlightening and engaging. And then regarding what you asked, I think I go with the B part. Is concise and it states exactly what could be the needs of people. I think people that are into skincare, they normally deal with stretch marks and also it has points that actually captivate the buyer or whoever that is interested. Just reading it, I'm already convinced that it might work.
Okay.
That's my
Amazing.
yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Ugochi. I'm seeing Plagnan.
Okay, thank you. I think I go with the second one because it's very
Okay.
detailed, very credible, and very marketing. It's more easier to convince with enough information to convince the customer to purchase that product.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Plagnan. Karimot. Karimot. I saw a hand up. Okay. Bukulami, want to say something?
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, I wanted to say that I prefer the B section of the information because it actually gives me
I'm sorry, Bukulami, I didn't hear what you said.
Okay, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, I said I prefer the B part of the statement because it gives me an overview of what that body cream is about. Me being the person that does not even know anything about the cream, from the B statement, I can see the ingredients of the cream, the functions of the cream, and it also shows me that it's also affordable. So I would most likely want to buy it. If I see the A statement alone, it doesn't pass any information to me that would make me want to buy that cream. So I prefer
Okay.
the B.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you. Uzor. Uzor, I can see your hand is raised.
Yeah, well done, ma. Thank you for the. I'll go with the B part. Yeah, I'll go with the B part because based on the 7 C's, it's very clear in terms of clarity, and based on conscience, it goes straight to the point. There was no much stories about it; just goes straight to the ingredients about the cream.
Okay.
Then for credibility, it speaks about the fact that the cream has done this and this is what it's going to do. Then for
Okay.
completeness, the message was important because those key important factors that make up the cream was included in the message. Then for correctness, there was no error in the spelling. I think everything was clear and clean. Even the English was correct. Then for cautiousness, there was no rude ending of phrase. They said at the end it was available. It's available in my store at a very affordable price. I think
Okay.
is okay. I prefer the B part. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Uzor. Thank you. Well done. Karimot. Karimot, your hand is raised. Hello, Karimot. Oh, maybe it's a mistake. Okay. I think I had somebody say some things on the chat box. Okay, Ayo said the first one is more concise. I prefer the second because it is detailed. That's from Okupa Michelle. I said, but I still prefer the second
No,
one because it gives. I'm sorry, Karim, what did you say? But I still prefer the second one because it gives details as to why it is best body cream, although not as coincides as the first one. I prefer the second one. I'll go with the first because it's short and simple. That's Mebelu. Like I said, the second statement has characteristics of clarity and correctness. So it seems better, but the first statement is coincides but vague. All right, so amazing feedbacks actually. Habib, you want to say something? Habib? Hello, Habib. Hello, Habib. Your hand is raised. All right, so let's move on because of time. Yes. I would agree with all of you. The second one is the right one. Imagine you placing such an art. How many people will is it convincing enough? Is A convincing is enough? It's definitely not convincing. So that's why B works. B doesn't even leave any form of it doesn't leave room for assumption or misconceptions, and it goes straight to the point, right? With the relevant information. So as it concerns all the 7 C's of communication, it ticks, right? It's perfect. So anybody seeing this can be convinced to buy. What makes Solex body cream the best? According to the first one, there's nothing there. You're just telling me that Solex body cream is the best. No facts, no figures, nothing to actually back up that claim. Do you understand? So I actually agree with all of you that B is the best. I don't know if you have questions. Because of time, I had some other exercises, but we might just need to stop here for today because of time. All right. Okay, Habib said she has bad network. That's fine. That's fine. So I don't know if you have questions. I'm here. You would like to ask. And I hope that the class was engaging and it was not a total waste of time for you. Raise your hands and ask a question, comment, feedback. You want to have something to share with us, a personal experience about how misconception works. Please share with us about an issue with communication you had or another person had with your business and all that. Please share with us. All right, Uzo Ekene.
Yeah, thank you very much, man. What if you're having the issue of because you said something about getting feedback from your clients. What are the feedback you're getting are no positive feedback, as in they are not buying what you're selling. They're giving you the attitude issue. What do you do in
Amazing. Good question.
such case?
Is he saying something? Okay. Thank you very much. So that's a very, very good question. What happens when you're getting is negative feedbacks? I did say, when I made that statement, I did say that whatever it is, situation you find yourself, see the positive out of the negative. Pick it out. Even when you are, so if your customers are giving you negative feedback, one person said it, second person said it, there's something that you need to work on, right? So ask yourself, what is wrong? What do I need to do better? So continually going out to get feedbacks is actually to help you make your product better. It's actually to help you scale. Because if someone takes a product once or contracts it for a service once and complains about it, I believe you have just one more chance, if possible, for you to convince that person that you are the right person. You're the right person for him. That second chance must be utilized as much as possible. Make sure that every feedback you got is If actually follow to the T. If not, you will miss out on a referral. You never know who will refer you. You never know who will decide to invest in your business. So no matter the negative feedbacks you have, do not be discouraged. Ensure that you put that feedback into good use, striving to get a better one. I don't know if that helps, Uzo.
Yeah, thank you very much. It does. Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other question?
Okay, mine is not a question. It's just a
Okay.
contribution.
All right.
Okay, you said something about the fact that we should be very cautious when we are communicating with our clients or our customers. So there was this experience I had very recently. I needed to get some things from one of my suppliers, and they didn't have some of the things I needed. So I went on Instagram. So I typed in and searched for other people I could get it from within that location, and I saw a particular. Okay, I got like 3 contacts, and I decided to call them. So there was a particular lady I called. When I called her, I noticed she was a bit saucy while she was speaking to me. She doesn't even know me. I'm just a potential customer that got your number from Instagram and called you. Then, okay, she said that I should just please chat her up and that she doesn't have the time to talk right now. So I understood that probably she was busy. So I sent her a message on a WhatsApp. And I told her that, okay, can she send me samples of what she has so that I know if she has what I actually need? You know, this lady told me that I should go to her Instagram page and go and check things on her Instagram page. And if I see what I like there, fine. If I don't see what I like there, fine. I'm like, to me, that was a turn off because when my customers, even people I don't know, maybe people that got my number from somebody, when they send me messages for me to, maybe on WhatsApp, for me to send them samples or pictures of things I've done, it's not a problem. I'm marketing my product to these people. So I send them few pictures, and if they ask for further pictures, maybe they ask me for a whole lot, I could now direct them to my social media handles, and maybe they would find more things there. But I just told her to send me like 1 or 2 pictures, and she just directed me that I should go to her Instagram. I would find a video or something there. And I actually went there, and I didn't see pictures of what I was looking for. So I called her again, and she was like, I should check her page, and I should go down, down, down. I checked her post for about 3 months. So are you expecting me to go down your page to about 4 months ago, 5 months ago, 6 months ago? So I told her that, is it so difficult for you to just send me 1 or 2 pictures? And she was like, she can't send me pictures. If I can check her Instagram page, if I don't see what I want there, I should pick something else. So I was like, I was actually turned off. I knew that I wasn't going to buy anything from her, but I wish I could tell her because I'm a business person and I would never speak to my clients in such a way as that. I would not even try that at all. So I was actually thinking that should I actually talk to this person that no, that's not how you communicate to the customer. No, you should at least show some bit of empathy, like, oh, I can't find what I'm looking for there. Then maybe you can actually refer me, or you can tell me that okay, I would have it by so time. She didn't even communicate to me in that way. She was just so rude and saucy. Then when I left the chat and decided to just ignore her, she now sent me a message later that have I found what I'm looking for? If I cannot find it, I should just pick something else on her page. I just thought out about that. It's all right. So I believe some people actually lose customers, and I was planning to buy a lot of things from her because I got over 200 shirts. So I could have
Imagine
gotten,
that.
yeah, I could have gotten some of them from her, and she had the sizes I needed because she sells very large sizes, and some of my customers very large size. But her manner, her disposition was so off it. I can't even
Okay.
remember it to her. If I even hear a business name anywhere, I can't even advise anybody to do business with us. So it's very essential that we should stay very.
Okay. Thank you so much for that feedback. Thank you. Guys, if you're here and you do, maybe you have your business up platform up on Instagram. Of course, everyone should actually do that. That's the new market actually. And when someone chats you up, you tell them to go to your Instagram page. Please repent in Jesus' name. I have had that issue before. I have chatted a couple of vendors. They tell me to go to the Instagram page. I'm sorry. I'm all the times that has happened, never have given me personalized service. What if I have network issues and I cannot be loading that day. So can't you just take out some time to just attend to me? You're sending me on an errand on top money I won't give you. Do you understand? So please, if you actually practice this, it's actually very, very not healthy actually. Please ensure you're repenting from today henceforth. Take the time out to give your customers personalized service. If there's something that's holding you up on that time, politely, it's open communication. Everything is very important. Thank you very much, Pokulami. All right, who's on?
Yeah, thank you very much, Ma, for that explanation.
Who's on?
You said something about know your audience when you want to communicate. Now, what if it's in a situation whereby your audience, you don't have the time to actually know their qualification or their background or their personality? How do you sell yourself?
You know your audience. I'm sorry, I'm trying to understand this. Are you talking in terms of maybe you're going to speak to the potential business partner, investor, or
you're just
client?
You're just called up somewhere to just market yourself, and you don't have the opportunity to know the kind of people you are marketing yourself to. Maybe they are learned or they are businessmen, or they're just pure professors. So how do you narrow your communication to a way that you could relate to any of the class of people you're talking to? You understand? Get me, man? Like, for instance, you have been called up to talk to a group of people. Maybe it was a function you were invited to maybe discuss on your brand or whatever you are doing. And the audience there, they are mixed. Okay, let me put it that way. You have a mixed audience. You have an audience of professors. You have an audience of illiterate. You have an audience of businessmen. You have so many people mixed together. How do you fight it?
It's like the network, we are having a bad network.
Sorry, I was locked out at a point. Sorry. Okay, so I actually heard your question, Uzo. So the question now is, you're called up to sell your business.
Yes, to sell your business.
So I feel like there's no science to it. There's no rocket science to it. Why do I say that?
Okay.
It's quite simple.
But because of knowing your audience. That's
know
why
your audience.
I popped up.
So
yes.
the first question, the first thing you said.
Yeah.
The first thing you
said.
The
audience are, yeah.
Are mixed.
You have a mixed audience.
Yeah. Okay. Audience. So,
yes.
So, okay.
Yes.
What
so
are you into it?
Because if you go too professional, certain people will not understand you. If you go to local, the professionals look you like this guy is not even serious. So how do you balance the whole communication skill in that setting? You understand what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. Thank you, Uzo, again. So I was saying, if you have a mixed audience, first of all, I feel like you. Okay, let me ask you a question. What business are you into?
I'm into digital marketing. I do teaching of.
You do teaching of what? Hello? Is he still on the call?
Just student, second.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. I can hear you.
Your network is breaking, so I didn't hear you, but that's fine. When I said know your audience, okay? One, you're a digital marketer. So I believe that it cuts across a lot of areas. Do you understand? So you're called to sell yourself to maybe teachers or let's just say to school principals, let's say so. So it's not about the high or low level. You say maybe it's illiterate, you're talking to literates, you have to come down to their level too. You're talking to illiterates, you have to come down to the level to speak with them, trying to sell your market based on it, right? Farmers, how would you actually market your digital marketing platform for farmers? You have to come back to the low terms, right? To actually ensure that that is actually done. Do you understand? So you're talking about, like today, I'm speaking to entrepreneurs. Tomorrow, I might be speaking on communication skills with maybe digital marketing trainees or graphics design trainees, because we do run that programs as well. The way I presented this course today will not be the same way I will be speaking with them. I will tailor it to that particular field. And that's what I mean. So like I said, for digital marketing, it's not actually very broad. So in a situation whereby you have maybe, like you said, a mixed audience. Now make sure that you've been able to touch the key points, right? Your key points should actually be able to touch the majority of the people in the audience. Are you talking about students? Tailor your students in the audience. Make sure that you've tailored that your speech or your business pitch to them. Make sure you tailor to the professors that are in there, right? So personalize it to everyone in your let's say to everyone that is listening to you. Okay, so I can be speaking with people, and based on how the environment is, and based on what I'm seeing, I could be able to deduce, oh, these are the number of people that I'm saying. So when I said you should know your audience, it has to do with know the people that you're speaking with. I had to find out, who am I speaking with? Am I speaking with technical our trainees? Am I speaking with entrepreneurs? So I had tailored my slides, tailored my conversations to the people I'm speaking with. If not, I could be talking communication skills and it will not be relevant to you because of your interest. I don't even be able to explain that. Hello, sir. Hello, sir. Are you still with us? All right, guys. Because of time, I need to round this off. It's been quite interesting speaking with you.
Thank you for your explanation. Based on your explanation to Uzo, I sort out something happening to me right now. DST company in Russia taking me as an agent here in Nigeria. So my audience are that kind of people do not trust me in.
Okay, Habib, I think you're muted.
Hello, are you muted?
Hello. Because of time, I have another meeting to attend in the next few minutes. Because of time, I'm just going to have to let's go here. Please, I'd like to hear feedback of this conversation we've had today and how well you plan to actually implement it in your processes, in your business processes, and in your daily lives, actually. So let me hear comments and feedbacks in the Power Up group, WhatsApp group, and I'll draw the curtains for today's webinar here and hand it over to Seifa, the admin. Seifa, please take over. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Good News, for coming on the call. It was really amazing having you here. Thank you so much. Like I said, it's always a pleasure having you. interesting people on my calls anyways. Okay, so once more, I would like to apologize for us not starting it. I know that really affected a lot, and we're sorry about that. We had a bit of technical issues. So just the attendance is on the chat box, so you can fill that out before you did the call. And if you have any questions, you can ask them to me now.